Hello to my dear and distinguished gentlemen. I want to begin today's video with a few honest questions. You are over 65 years old, are you not? You have an admirable career and very solid finances. You have intelligence and a lifetime of rich experience. But in matters of the heart, you find yourself confused? Are you currently pursuing a beautiful young woman? And does she always seem to have you wrapped around her finger? She sulks, she goes silent, or she picks fights on purpose. The more you try to soothe her, the more distant she becomes. The more you explain, the more disrespectful she behaves. If you are nodding right now, please hear me out today. At this age, you should not be chasing after anyone. There exists a psychological weapon that is incredibly powerful. It renders all of her emotional games completely useless. She will stop manipulating you almost immediately, and she will begin to seek validation from you instead. This secret does not lie in money or material wealth. It also does not lie in rough or brutal domination. It lies in a very rare and precious mental state. That state is the absolute mastery of your own emotions. Please listen to this video all the way to the final minute. I am going to show you how to reclaim your true standing. Before we begin, please do not forget to press like and subscribe to the channel to support me in sharing more. Now, we are going to dive deeply into reality together. I am a woman speaking to you from my own perspective. I am going to tell you the truth from our side of things that perhaps no one has ever dared to tell you directly. First, let us speak about the true power of silence. Many still believe a man must speak much to lead well. He must argue, persuade, and explain everything clearly. But reality is the complete opposite. My dear gentlemen, silence is in fact the truest form of real power. When she explodes, when she picks a fight on purpose, she is trying to pull you into an emotional vortex. If you argue back, you have already lost the game entirely. If you try to explain, you are begging for her understanding. And begging never creates true attraction in any form. So what is the psychological mechanism behind this exactly? Silence creates a wide open space of emptiness. That empty space forces her to confront her own self, to confront the irrationality within her own behavior. Let me tell you a true story that happened in real life. I know an older gentleman who is now 68 years old. He lives in California and is a retired physician there. He has been dating a lovely young woman of 32. One time, they had dinner at a fancy Italian restaurant. She suddenly became upset over nothing in the middle of dinner. She unleashed very harsh and very ugly words at him. Every pair of eyes nearby turned toward their table. Do you know what my dear uncle did in that moment? He did not frown, and he did not raise his voice at all. He simply looked into her eyes and gave a soft smile. He said only one single sentence, very gently to her. He said, "You are very emotional, let us talk about this later." Then he calmly ordered an additional dessert from the menu. Do you know what happened immediately after that moment? She was stunned because she could not shake him at all. His silence was very much like a clear mirror to her. It forced her to see her own irrational behavior reflected. And right after that, she became remarkably gentle again. She even apologized to him on her own before going home. That is the true power of strategic silence in action. What are the signs of a man who is truly in command? You move slowly, and you speak in a leisurely manner. Your behavior does not depend on her moods of the moment. You are the one who decides when the fun continues. Please remember this clearly. Silence is never weakness. Silence is a strength that is compressed deep within. Now, we are moving on to the second point of today. That is passing what I call the stability test. This is something that very few gentlemen truly understand. Young women always run these tests on pure instinct alone. The psychologist David Buss has demonstrated this in research. They test to see whether you are truly steady inside. They need to feel safe under the pressure that you generate. You think I am exaggerating here? Not at all, my friend. She might be 30 minutes late without an apology. Or she might suddenly change her weekend plans on you. She texts you late and replies with very curt messages. She mentions another man right in front of your face. This is not because she hates you at all, my gentleman. This is a subconscious test from deep within her mind, to see whether you can be easily provoked or shaken, to see whether you have the steadiness she can trust. If you get angry or scold her, you have already failed. If you frantically ask, "What did I do wrong?" you lose. If you text continuously to beg, you are completely dead. So how does a truly high-class gentleman respond here? Please remain composed and ignore all the provocation. If she is late for your date, just continue your activities. Pour yourself a glass of wine, read the Wall Street Journal. When she arrives, do not appear bothered or anxious at all. Be calm as though your own time is incredibly precious. Because the truth is, your time really is precious. You have lived for 65 years on this earth already. Every minute of yours is worth more than pure gold. This composure is what people call stillness in English. That is the true dominance of a real man's character. When you remain unshaken, she will come to trust in you. She will automatically adjust herself to your inner frame. This is the unchanging law of psychological attraction. I have seen this play out hundreds of times in my work. Are you nodding along in agreement with me right now? If so, please comment "Stillness is strength" down below. I will read and respond to each of your comments personally. Now, we are moving on to the third important point. This is the most important point, so please listen carefully. That is detaching yourself from the outcome of the relationship. I like to call this the Alpha Buddha state of being. The most attractive man of all is the one who is truly free, meaning you do not need her in order to feel whole inside. You love her, yes, but you are ready to let go entirely. If your core standards are violated, you simply walk away, without any hesitation and without any clinging on at all. Many gentlemen at 65 often fear being lonely. They fear that this is their very last chance in life. It is this fear that makes you become weak in her eyes. She will smell that desperate scent on you immediately. In English, this is called being needy, hungry, and grasping. And her respect will vanish from you instantly after that. Please practice the mental state of a great mountain. Her emotions are merely storms passing by overhead. The mountain remains standing firm and unmoved through it all. I want you to picture this image very clearly in mind. The storm may roar and may knock over many large trees, but the mountain remains there, as it has for millions of years. You must become that mountain within her life story. You still maintain all of your own personal routines. You play golf on Saturday morning as you always have. You meet your old friends at the familiar country club. You read. You invest. And you take care of your own health, even when she is using the silent treatment against you. Do not text to plead, and do not call to beg for her back. Live your own life fully and completely on your own terms. When you no longer need validation coming from her at all, you become the most powerful person within the relationship. She will begin to feel afraid of losing you for real. And that is exactly when she works hard to keep you close. This is the most beautiful paradox of love, my dear gentlemen. The more you release, the more you receive in return. The tighter you grip, the more it all slips away. Now we arrive at the fourth point of our discussion today. That is establishing the frame of masculine leadership. Young women do not actually want to be your boss at all. I want to repeat this very important point one more time. They do not want to be the boss, no matter what they say. They want a man with a clear direction in his life. A man who knows what he wants and goes toward it. Leadership is not about giving orders or shouting at her. Leadership is not about being patriarchal or domineering. Leadership means knowing what you want and pursuing it. Let me give you one small practical example here. When she asks you, "Where shall we eat tonight, darling?" never answer her with, "Wherever you want is fine with me." That sounds polite, but it is actually a sign of weakness. It pushes the burden of decision-making onto her shoulders. And women hate that more than just about anything else. Please say this instead, with clarity and confidence. "I have already booked a table at the steakhouse for us. I will pick you up at 7, so please dress up nicely." Can you see the enormous difference in those two responses? She is drawn in by your decisiveness and clear direction. In her eyes, you are the steady captain at the helm. She only needs to sit back and enjoy the entire ride. When conflict arises, always maintain the leading position. You must lead your own emotions before anything else. Only then can you lead the emotions of another person. If she cries or screams at you in an irrational way, do not panic and do not try to fix her mood for her. Allow her to fully experience that emotion of her own. But you continue to hold your own inner frame steady. Your steady presence is the very best shelter she can have. That is what she truly needs, even though she will not say it. By this point, you have grasped the 4 core principles, but I have not yet told you the most important thing of all. Please prepare yourself, because this is going to shock you. Are you ready for this revelation, my dear gentleman? Do you still think women always want to win in an argument? Do you think she picks fights because she wants to beat you? That is completely wrong, my distinguished gentleman. This is the biggest twist of our entire video today. The truth is this: women do not actually want to win. I will repeat this once more so you hear it clearly. Women do not really want to defeat their own man. When she pushes you all the way to your final limit, when she tests you, when she picks fights on purpose, deep within her subconscious mind, she is actually pleading. She is silently screaming inside her own heart and mind. Please, hold your ground and do not give in to me. Do not surrender to me. Do not become weak right now. I need a man whom I am simply not able to break. But if you give in just to please her in the moment, if you cave, apologize for nothing, buy gifts to make peace, you have unintentionally shattered her sense of safety. She will lose all her respect for you as a man. And when respect dies, love also fades right along with it. This is a law that so many gentlemen do not truly understand. They believe that pampering her is the right way to love. They believe that yielding is gallantry and gentlemanly grace. But no, my dear gentlemen, that is not the case at all. The instinctive surrender of a woman only happens when she meets a man who simply cannot be moved or shaken. They need a great mountain to lean against in life. They do not need a doormat to wipe their feet upon. Do you see how this sounds rather contradictory at first? The firmer you are at the right time, the deeper she loves you. The more you yield unreasonably, the more she wants to leave. Please contemplate this truth deeply and very carefully. This is the golden key I want to hand you today, my friend. I remember another story from a reader of mine in Texas. Mr. Robert, 71 years old, is dating Miss Sarah, 38. They have been in love for about 8 months already. One day, Sarah was upset that he had not taken her on a trip. She threatened to break up if he did not give in to her. In the past, Mr. Robert would have caved in immediately, but this time, he applied exactly what I had taught him. He looked at her and spoke very calmly and steadily. Darling, I love you, but I am not going to be threatened. If you want to break up, I will respect that decision of yours. As for me, I will continue to live my own life well. Do you know how Sarah reacted to those words from him? She cried, and she threw her arms around him tightly. She said she had never loved him this much before in her life. That is the power of a man who holds his own frame. That is the irresistible attraction no woman can deny. Now, we move on to the most important conclusion of all. In summary, your strength lies in 3 central points. First, please speak less and let your actions do the talking. Second, hold firm to your standards and never compromise them. Third, do not let another's emotions decide your own actions. Power does not come from imposing yourself or from your money. Real power comes from absolute self-mastery from deep within. In English, this is called self-command, mastery of oneself. This is something that money simply cannot ever buy for you. This is something only age combined with experience creates. You have an enormous advantage at this age of 65. You have lived. You have endured. You have seen enough. Do not let any young woman shake that foundation in you. Now, I want to give you 3 practical pieces of advice. Please apply them starting today and even from this very minute. First, please practice the simple 3-second rule. Pause for 3 seconds before reacting to any person. Count silently in your head. 1, 2, and then 3. That brief pause will save you from thousands of mistakes. Second, speak about 50% less than you intend to. I will repeat that. Less than half of what you planned. Let the authoritative power of silence work for you instead. Each word you speak must carry the weight of pure gold. Third, do not ever explain too much about your decisions. Your decision already carries its own authority inherently. In English, this is called stands on its own authority. When you over-explain, You are begging for her approval. And that is what a valuable man simply never does in life. My dear and distinguished gentleman of true character, you are a 65-year-old man of tremendous value. You have assets. You have wisdom. You have lifelong experience. Please live in line with that respectable position of yours. Never lower yourself for the sake of any single woman. The right woman will naturally gravitate toward you in time. When you stand firm and steady, just like a great mountain, when you are calm like the surface of a lake at dawn, when you are decisive like a seasoned ship captain. If today's video has touched your heart in some way, if you feel that it has been helpful for your own life, please leave a comment that says, "Stillness is strength." I will personally read and answer your questions directly. Do not forget to press the red like button below the video. And please share this video with one of your brothers. It may help to save a relationship that is falling apart. It may change the life of a dear friend of yours. Please press subscribe so you do not miss the next lesson. I still have many more psychological secrets to share. Things only a woman can truly reveal to a man like you. Thank you, my gentlemen, for listening to the very end. Wishing you a day of peace and powerful presence. I will see you again in the next video coming up soon. Warm goodbyes, and I will see you again very soon.